Greetings students, how are you? I hope you are in the pink of health. So for our lesson today, we are going to conduct our lesson asynchronously. So meaning to say this video is going to be a lesson video for you to refer when completing your task. So our lesson today focuses on past simple, and we are going to be taking a look at regular and irregular verbs. So this lesson is based on your CEFR English Plus 1 textbook on page 67. So these are the frameworks for today's lesson. So first, we shall be learning about the regular and irregular verbs of past tense. And then we shall be doing several exercises on regular and irregular verbs. And last but not least, we will be completing several texts by filling in the blanks with the regular and irregular verbs. So for our first activity, we shall be taking a look at regular and irregular verbs. So regular generally means tetap in Malay. So meaning to say, it refers to verbs that doesn't change its spelling. Meaning to say, it still resembles the spelling of its base form, with the exception of the inclusion of the suffix ed or d. For example, here, the first example, as you can see in the table, the word catch. So when we transform it into its past simple form, it becomes catched. So the only difference is the inclusion of the suffix ed, meaning to say it doesn't change its spelling. So we still see the spelling catch and catched. So we only add ed at the back. And then the second example, pick. And then it turns into picked. And lastly, the word jump. When we transform it into its past simple form, it becomes jumped. However, it cannot be said the same with irregular verbs. So irregular here means tidak tetap in Malay. So this verb no longer resembles the spelling of its base form. Meaning to say, when we transform these verbs, the spelling change. Okay, it completely change. It doesn't work or apply the rules like regular verb, whereby we add ed at the back of the word to change it into its past simple form. So let us take a look at several examples. So for the word go, when we change it into past simple form, it becomes went. So we don't put ed, there's no such thing as goat. Okay, so the past simple form for go is went. Meanwhile, for the word break, we cannot say breaked. No, so the past simple form is broke. And last but not least, for the word win, the past simple form is won. Okay, so I hope it is clear with the regular and irregular verbs. Now we shall take a look at what it means by time expression. Okay, so for your information, time expression refers to a phrase or words that tells specifically when the event take place. Okay, meaning to say, this phrase or words actually tells us whether it is happening in the past, or it is currently happening, or it is going to happen in the future. So since our focus today is on past simple tense, so we shall take a look at several past time expressions. So first example, we have last Tuesday. Okay, last Tuesday, weekend, last weekend, last week, last year, and last August. So these time expressions indicates that the event already happened in the past, in August or in 2014, on Friday, on Sunday, when I was 10 minutes ago, 2 weeks ago, or a month ago. So these past time expressions tells us specifically when certain event take place. So I hope you guys understand what time expression means by now. Okay, now we shall take a look at several example, and as we take a look at this example, we are also going to practice the regular and irregular verbs. Okay, so the first example, I last do my homework on Friday. Okay, first we notice the time expression I last. Okay, I last meaning to say saya terakhir sekali, and then on Friday, pada hari Jumat. So this time expression indicates that it already happened in the past. So when it is already happened in the past, we cannot put this verb do here in this blank section. So what we need to do is that we need to change this verb to its past simple form. However, notice this verb. Is this a regular or irregular verb? So there are no such thing as do it. We cannot put ed at the back. So when we cannot put ed at the back, so this is irregular verb. So the past simple form for the verb do is did. Okay, right. Next one. I first watched the Olympics when I was 10. Again, the time expression here when I was 10. So meaning to say by the time that this little boy, so he no longer by now he no longer age 10 years old, so he probably became an adult already by 2021. Okay, so meaning to say when I was 10 is another time expression that we use to indicate something that already happened in the past. So we need to change this verb watch into its past simple form. So notice this verb watch. Is this a regular or irregular verb? Okay, so the past simple form for the word watch is watched. So it is a regular verb because we simply put or include the suffix ed at the back of the word. So again, the rules earlier, when we put ed at the back of the verb, it falls under the category of regular verb. Okay. Last but not least, I win my first gold medal when I was 12. Okay. So notice this time expression when I was 12. So meaning to say this boy here, he no longer aged 12 years old by now. So this indicates that this event already happened in the past. So we need to change this verb to its past simple form. Again, the past simple form for the word win is won. So notice it changes its spelling. So there are no such thing as wind. We don't put ed at the back of the word win. So it changes its spelling to won. Okay, so this is another example of regular verbs. Okay, so now it is your turn to do the exercise. For today's lesson, I have prepared 2 Google Form exercises for you to complete. So for those who are interested to complete the exercise, you can do so by surfing or scrolling to the description section below, and then just simply click on the link. But for my students, I already posted the exercises on our WhatsApp group, so make sure to complete it. So for the first Google Form exercise, you will be required to change this verb into its past simple form. For example, here number 1, win. So the past simple form of the word win is won. We have discussed this earlier. Okay, and then we also have another exercise whereby we need to fill in the blank with the time expression. So Alice and I watched an exciting games of tennis blank week. So which one is it? Later, first, last, ago. So since it is using a past tense, I watched, so this falls under the category of regular verbs, meaning to say it already happened in the past, so we cannot use later week, and it is most definitely not first week. So also it doesn't make sense to say of tennis ago week. What does it mean, ago week? So the possible or the correct answer is going to be last week. Alice and I watched an exciting games of tennis last week. Okay. And for this exercise, you will need to complete the text about young talent superstars by changing this word in brackets, this verb in bracket, into past simple form. Okay, so that is your exercise for today's lesson. So that is all from me. Thank you very much for your participation, and I will be seeing you in the next video.